AI winter. The AI winter started from 1950 to the present time. And AI winter is basically when there's pessimism about the prospects of AI, so funding runs dry. Um, AI winter can basically be broken down into a couple pieces. There's the birth of machine intelligence or AI, and then um, there's a deflation after the birth because there was hype afterwards, and then there was more increased hope about it. It's called a new hope. It's from about the 19 mid 80s. Oh, by the way, the birth was in the 50s. The New Hope was in. There was a winter in the early 80s, and the New Hope in the late 80s, as I mentioned. But then again, another winter in the 90s, and then there was explosive growth in the 2000s. So according to this chart, 1950s and 1960s was the first AI boom. The age of reasoning, in 1970s was the winter. And then 1980s and 1990s, a second AI boom. 1990s, a second winter. Late 90s was when Deep Blue beat Gary Kasparov. Yeah, from 93 on up there was growth. So you can, because I mean it really got the pessimism according to this chart was pretty low after each winter, right? So like in the 80s, there's a lot of pessimism. In the early 90s, there's a lot of pessimism. So anyway, back to what I was saying. In 2006, this is when deep learning was developed and really propelled AI to continue its explosive growth. In 2011, IBM Watson won Jeopardy. In 2016, Go from Team Alpha, it's a good documentary about that. Really propelled AI because like when it beat Go champions of the world, and so it kept growing and growing. And so that's the story of AI winter. My prediction is that there's gonna be another AI winter. The contention is that the current way of doing things is gonna hit a wall. In other words, it's diminishing returns. So we have to find a way to do AI so it will overcome diminishing returns. Why is that? Because it's getting more and more expensive to train AI to do what you want it to do. We have to find a way to make it cheaper. So that everybody has access to it, not just big companies. All right.